Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I am here to work on the Crumb with Me quilt along. If you want to get caught up on this series, I have a playlist link in the description box and on the end screen at the end of this video. If you know nothing about crumb quilting, you can learn how to do that by watching my crumb quilt adventure. The link is in the description of this video and also on the end screen. Just watch a little bit of that. You'll know how to do some crumb quilting and then you can make this quilt. I gave you all the measurements last week or the last time that I recorded, and I had 3 more blocks to finish, which I did, C, L, and P. And now I discovered one tiny little mistake that I can see on one block. I'm surprised I got through all this piecing with only finding one mistake. So here's the deal. If you made your crumb blocks, all you have to do is add a tiny little bit to one of them, and you have a choice. You need to add a 1/2 inch to either block K or block L. Now I just made block L, and I'm just gonna add to that one. I could add to K, but I just decided I'm going to add to L. Just to one. You need to add a 1/2 inch on one of these short ends, either the top or the bottom, on just one of these. So if you're doing K, you're going to add a 1/2 inch there or there. So what that means is you're going to just put a strip. It can be 2 inches, doesn't matter. Then you're going to retrim your block. If you're using L, I had told you it needed to be 13 inches tall. It needs to be 13.5. So you add your piece and then you trim again so that it's 13.5 tall. If you want to add to K, then this was 4 by 9. You need to make it 9.5. So again, add a strip. I don't have anything right near me, but it can be tall. Doesn't have to be just a 1/2 inch. Add a strip, recut your block to make it 9.5 inches tall. Sorry about that. It was bound to happen. I am going to start sashing. I haven't done it at all. And I don't really know yet exactly what I want to use. I do like black, but I don't really have any. But I did just open this bolt. This is black with some little diamonds. I like that it's not solid because, I don't know, I like solid black too. I bought this because I will have like an upcoming themed sale where everything I sell for my exclusive shoppers is going to be dark fabrics. So I picked this up. And what you can do is when you see a fabric and you're not sure, put a couple of blocks side by side. We're going to be cutting strips for sashing, 2 inches, 2-inch strips. So it'll be like a 1.5 finished sash. So about like that. So there's going to be about that much showing between the blocks. Now, I'm not sure if I love this. I don't know. I don't really, but I might have to use it. I'm just going to look around for something else. Before I go hunting for sashing, I want to add my 1/2 inch to my L strip. Remember, you only add to one of the strips. Your options are K or L. I'm going with L. So I added a selvage to the top, and now I'm just going to trim it to 13.5 for this one because it was 13 that I told you. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a ruler, and I have a little bit of the selvage showing at the top. That's going to be hidden in the seam allowance when I sash. Now I feel really bad that there's going to be a mistake along the way and I can't go back to that video and edit that. But here's the good thing. I get to show how easy it is to fix a mistake with crumb quilting, you know? And that's what we just did. Now obviously, if you went ahead and did like I suggested you could do at the beginning of the video, at the beginning of the series, you know, if you're just cutting pieces and not doing crumbs, well then you're going to probably have to cut another whole piece if you don't want to, you know, add to that. So I am sorry about that, but you know, shit happens. Doing the best that I can. And so now I have to decide on sashing. I don't know why I said I don't really have much to choose from. It's because I only think in terms of like black sashing. I have a lot of what one of my wholesalers calls their flat folds. It's like about 5 yards, give or take. And so I have a lot to choose from. Now, the reason I'm not thrilled with this black is because the sashing is going to be kind of wide, and I didn't want this crumb quilt to look dark for some reason. I kind of like yellow, but it is like so yellow. Let me find something else. This is actually a softer yellow. It doesn't really look softer in my camera, and it has little white dots. That might be an option. I don't know, I just like the brightness of it. Let me look some more. Now see, this is like a wavy line kind of blue, but now my crumb blocks don't pop, and there's a lot of pattern in there. I think I might go with the yellow polka dot. I have a pink. Let me go look at that. This is like a mottled kind of pink like the first yellow. I don't hate that. And then I have a pink like this that's like speckled with darker colors. This is how you can, decide. And if you're buying at a store, bring some crumb pieces with you and lay them out like this. I don't know. Pink isn't really doing it for me. I kind of like the yellow polka dots. And I have no clue. I don't even want to guess by figuring it out on the little pattern that I made. I'm going to say you should absolutely be safe with 2 yards, depending if you want to have a border around it and how big. I want to put a border around this. If you want to wait, I can tell you at the end how many strips I used, how many 2-inch strips, so how much you would need if you want an exact amount. I just don't dare say something and then say, oh, sorry. You probably don't need anywhere near 2 yards. I'm sure that you don't, but again, I don't want to say. So I'm gonna pick some sashing, and I'll be back with the sashing that I picked. I decided with the yellow with the little polka dots, I think it's just gonna make the whole quilt look fun and bright. I want to tell you that I'm very afraid to put this together. I just feel like I might have made a million mistakes now. I just started by cutting 5. It's an easy number to remember. I know I need more, but I'm going to tell you at the end. I'm thinking maybe 10, and then the border could be much wider. I might not put just that. Maybe I will, because then somebody can add a secondary border if they get this on eBay. So I'm going to start by joining block A and block B. I don't know if you can see, but there's block A and B here. I'm just taking my strip to the machine. I am not going to cut it. I am certainly not cutting it to size. I don't do that. I'm going to just put this strip, or I'm going to lay the strip down, and I'm going to put my block like this on it, and I'm just going to sew, and then I'll trim. I want to keep my little stickies with the, the lettering, A, B, and all that, because I want to be able to tell you, what to put together. And I lost it, and I was like, it's got to be here somewhere. It was like, that little sticker was almost like under my armpit. I don't know. I don't even know how that happened. But it was stuck to my shirt. Now, see, I don't even trim this yet. You can see it's sticking out on both sides. I'm going to put A on there now. This is the orientation I want. So I'm just going to flip it, and I'm just going to line the edges of this block with the block below it, so I know I'm even. Just going to sew right there. So this is what I have, and now I am going to trim just by using the edges of my blocks. I think you can see it better this way. So I want you to see, A is wider than tall. That's the way you lay it out. And then B is tall this way. And you're going to put those two together. Now let's just put that aside. Now here's where the scary part comes in. I want to put all this together, and we're hoping that it will come out the same height, tallness as that guy. So we have C, wider than tall. That's the way that one goes. And D is a square. E, wider than tall. F, taller than wide. And G, wider than tall. So we're going to start with this little puzzle piece here. We're going to add sashing to D and E right there in the middle. I joined D and E, and I went ahead and put F on it also. But here's the deal. My F was short. I gave you the right sizes. It was supposed to be 10.5 tall, but I made mine only 9.5 tall, so that was a very easy fix. I just added some to the bottom. So I have D, E, and F all joined. Now we are going to join, I'm just going to start here at the bottom, I feel like. So I'm going to join this piece to G, sashing right there. That worked out nicely, and now I'm going to attach this big C to D and E. We have a nice big chunk almost done, and the good news is once I noticed that I had a piece that was shorter than it was supposed to be, I fixed that. Now this is working out great. Those pieces are the exact same height. If they're off by a little bit, don't panic. You could just add, even if you didn't make a mistake, maybe your seam allowances are off. I'm using 1/4 of an inch. I meant to say that. 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Just relax. I've had to tell myself that like a lot of times during this. Yes, I stress out probably more than any of you. What I'm just trying to say is there's always a way to fix things. And now I need a piece here, and look, I have a piece long enough. I'm going to attach this A and B strip to the C strip, C, D, E, F, and G. This is what I have so far, and I really like it. I was going to go ahead and give you a layout of another big block, but I don't dare in case I made a mistake. So I am going to have to make this entire, do all the sashing on video so I can make sure that everything is right. So it probably will be a couple more videos, but I'm going to try to make them closer together because I want to be done this one to start something else. I like it. I like the yellow. And do I absolutely love it? Like, am I in love with it? Not really, but I think that once it's put together and that there's a border around it, that might help. But I certainly don't hate it. If I did, you would know because I'm very honest about that. So I like it. And this is what we have. We have like a nice big chunk made. We have some, probably 3 more chunks to go, 3 quick videos. And then we'll be done. We'll be putting those together and we'll be done. And there'll be a slideshow at the end, finally, to show you all the piecing up close. I love crumbing so much. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.